Hey there, Central Ohio. Thanks for watching 10 TV Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens, and I'm joined by Tracy Townsend today.
It's great to be here on the Impact Show with you.
This is the first one that we've done together.
Sure.
So thanks for taking some time to join us this afternoon.
We're going to see what you're rolling with.
Yeah, and I mean, thankfully, better weather this afternoon than where we started the day. But you were saying earlier this morning, you were going to hold me accountable with something, and that was warmer weather in the forecast.
Did I say that?
I got good news.
Okay.
It's coming. It's still in the forecast. That doesn't change. So
okay, let's see.
Hold me accountable. It's coming here Monday. I want to show you this morning, though, because it was wet across Central Ohio, and it's going to stay a little damp into the early afternoon. But the good news is we should clear most of this cloud cover out of here by later today. In fact, you can put the smiles on in your forecast because it is a mostly dry afternoon. In fact, it will be warmer than where we were yesterday, too. We only made it up to about 50 degrees yesterday afternoon. We're going to stack about 5 to 10 degrees on top of that today. So look for a high near 60 come this afternoon. Not bad weather, not exactly that warm, but better than yesterday for sure. That'll come as this round of rain from the morning continues to exit the state. Lots of clear weather back behind it. We should be able to get some sunshine in this afternoon as well. So overall, not a bad looking afternoon. Already this morning, we were about 10 to sometimes close to 20 degrees warmer than where we started yesterday. Remember, we were in the 20s Wednesday morning. We were in the 40s this morning. That made for a nice improvement to temperatures across the region, and that will continue as we head into this afternoon. Again, we're talking mid to upper 50s out there. There's the sunshine coming out as we head past about 3-4 o'clock. Can we rule out a stray thunderstorm coming this afternoon? Not entirely, but I wouldn't plan on it. If you're looking to get out and enjoy dry weather, you should have plenty of time to do that as we head through later today. As far as the rain chances go, we continue to dry out as we head toward the weekend. We're down to maybe just a few sprinkles in tomorrow's forecast and back to dry weather for Saturday and for Sunday. New updates to the forecast, though, with the warm weather heading into Monday. We have raised that rain chance just a little bit. Now up to about a 60% chance, and this is mostly going to be toward the end of the day into the evening. We're going to be watching the possibility for some thunderstorms as we head through Monday. Most of that gets out of here as we get into Tuesday. Temperatures will still be pretty mild by next Tuesday as well. Speaking of that warming trend, not hard to see why we got some thunderstorm potential next week, because we go from the 50s to end this week into the 60s by Sunday, and we are into the 70s by Monday. It is going to feel nice out there Monday before we get to those rain chances later in the day. So if you get the time to head out, especially I would say probably lunch Monday, that would be one of the best times to get out and enjoy things. I want to break down the rest of this afternoon. We should see again that clearing pattern as we get through about 3-4 o'clock. Nice bit of sunshine poking through. There's that chance for a thunderstorm. I think the risk is going to be highest south of I-70. Don't get hung up on where this weather model is showing the storm MacArthur to Athens. That's not a guarantee that you'll get the rain. Just somewhere south of I-70 could see a stray shower, stray thunderstorm pop back up later this afternoon. That'll pretty much be gone as we head into Friday morning, but the cloud cover comes back. It'll be kind of an overcast start to the day Friday. A lot of cloud cover out there tomorrow, maybe a small bit of rain. But the good news is most of us stay dry throughout the day. We're only talking about a 20% chance for rain. I think if you travel east toward Pennsylvania, you may see a slightly better rain chance tomorrow, but overall, cooler, cloudy, and dry as we head into your Friday. I want to talk about that storm chance this afternoon. They did put the far southern regions of central Ohio, Pike, Ross counties, under a level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. We're not particularly concerned about this. Overall threat quite low today. If we see anything, it would likely be a little bit of gusty wind, maybe some hail. We're not really in a severe weather environment as we head through this afternoon. Here's a look at your 10 weather impact 7-day forecast. Temperatures today, again, getting up towards 60 for our high once this rain finally exits the region. Temperatures this afternoon, not bad. Again, upper 50s, close to that 60-degree mark. That'll be kind of peaking here about 5 o'clock later today. Temperatures do take a small hit as we head into tomorrow, dropping to 50 degrees for your Friday. Saturday, up into the mid-50s, a little warmer than tomorrow, but the big thing we're watching is the spring game. If you're heading out for that, it's going to be kind of a cold tailgate. We're talking 30s. You're going to need that Ohio State sweatshirt out there early, but by the time we wrap things up, final score, we should be close to the high for the day, up into the 50s out there as that game comes to a conclusion. We have beautiful weather out there for Sunday. We're talking mid-60s, nothing but sunshine. 70s again as we head toward Monday. And new information that came in just in the past couple of hours, we will have to watch for the risk of some strong storms come Monday afternoon into Monday evening. They've put most of the region under this sort of preliminary risk for strong storms as we head into Monday. It's definitely not a guarantee. Overall, I think that risk right now is toward the lower end, but we're going to monitor this as we head through the weekend and, of course, keep you updated here at 10 TV if those conditions change. Rain chances should wrap up by the time we head into Tuesday. Temperatures do drop a little bit by the end of the forecast. We'll duck back down to about 59 by next Wednesday.
All right. I did note that new change on Monday.
Yeah,
But,
so
okay.
it's still warm, but, you know, can't rule out the storms when we get to the warm air in there.
Sure.
Yeah, you're not happy about that. You know, I love to get the temperatures without the spring weather, but
wow.
you can only do so much this time
That's
of the
true.
year.
I'm old enough to understand.
You know, Tracy, as the rain kind of moves out of here today, it's a good thing because we've seen so much flooding
Yes.
this past week around the
That's
region.
a major concern, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we love to see the river waters go down, but just because it's going down doesn't mean we're done with the mess. This is video out of Louisville showing the aftermath of high flood waters along the Ohio River. Lots of debris, mud, sticks, just all kinds of junk that has to get cleaned up around the region in the coming days. Despite these conditions and, of course, all of the flooding that we saw, one Kentucky man, he didn't hesitate to jump in and help, including rescuing pets from his neighbors' houses.
When the river in Clifton was at its worst, Cody Smith jumped into action.
I work for Stokely's.
Oh, okay.
So I called my dad and the boss, and he said, go up there and grab a boat and see what you can do to help.
Sunday, Smith and a buddy hit the water, rescuing people's pets. Several cats and kittens stranded in their owners' homes.
We're coming up on the house where cats were screaming.
Aww.
And we got 2, 3 from the house we're coming up on. The stone house right over here to your right-hand side was where the cats were in the window sills exterior-wise. You know, we pulled over there, I hopped in the water, and we got the one on this side, and then the one there, you'll see the window sill where we got the cat on the other side of the house, back there behind that bush, hollering and screaming for help. You know, and you can't ridicule somebody for leaving a pet but getting their family out. But that is why we came down here, so.
Smith took us out on his boat, and I have to tell you, seeing all the flooding from the water gives you a whole new perspective on the work it will take for folks to return home.
You basically just cut everything out that's damaged, dry your home out, and the fire department does great help. Come down here and they spray out homes and help as much as they can. I mean, it's a community, and community helps community.
And Cody Smith is doing his part, just in the nick of time at this home where he found some kittens.
We went in through the window on the left there, actually parked the boat on the roof, and they were floating in a tote bin.
On this day, he tried to rescue several kitty cats stuck on the roof of an old vacant home, but they got spooked and ran. He'll be back. But Smith did help bring a box turtle to safer ground.
Well, that's great to have neighbors like that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the
Cody.
kind of community you like to see when
I
these
do.
events kind of
That's
come
fantastic.
together. You know what you don't like to see, Tracy?
Oh, I'm afraid to ask.
I mean, I saw your face earlier this morning when we talked about these.
Bugs.
Those bugs. Invasive species in your garden. Nasty stuff. Now, spotted lanternfly, though, you know, that's the outbreak that's a big issue in Ohio. And experts say now's the time to take care of their eggs so they don't destroy more of the state's plants. They look like tan and gray patches on the trees.
You see them, you have that moment in time to be able to eliminate 30 to 50 individuals.
Oh, experts say, nasty stuff. Smash the eggs. That's what experts say. Stop them from spreading, but that just sounds like a mess, too. Oh.
But very important to really do that.
Yeah,
Oh, my
absolutely.
goodness.
Those invasives can be nasty this time of the year.
Wow.
You know, speaking of spring activities, I have some better spring activities.
Okay.
How about gardening?
Yes.
That's a little bit better. I mean, there's still bugs out there, but it comes with flowers.
Right, right.
And as those flowers are in bloom, they've been adapting a little bit to climate change in the past couple of years. In fact, the EPA says that leaf bloom events are happening earlier as the climate starts to change.
Okay.
And much of the country having to deal with these changing conditions. That's why Bradley Blackburn, well, he's been exploring how plants and gardeners are adapting to climate change.
Okay.
The Philadelphia Flower Show has displayed the wonders of Mother Nature for nearly 200 years. With blue ribbon awards for plants in every size, shape, and color, it's the largest and oldest flower show in the world. And this year, the massive displays imagine gardens of the future that will be shaped by a warming planet.
Gardeners observe how the environment changes almost before anybody else.
With warmer global temperatures, the growing season is getting longer by more than 2 weeks compared to the early 20th century. But it's not necessarily good for plants.
Really overwhelming for most species to try to adapt to and keep up with.
Eve Bowery with the New York Botanical Garden says it's already fueling harmful invasive plants.
We're starting to see with climate change more of a turnover from native diverse ecosystems to sort of monocultures of invasive species.
One recent report found 45% of the world's flowering plants are at risk of extinction.
But home gardeners can help by planting native species and protecting them.
Gardening, I think of as a superpower that lets you actually shape the environment. We talk about the idea of choosing your plants with intention and thinking about your garden as part of an ecosystem.
Science has a role too. Students at the University of Delaware showing how plants can go from lab to trial garden,
seeing what works best where,
to test what will survive in new conditions.
With this kind of testing, you can adapt and change plants to be more humid and more heat tolerant.
Generations who may help generate plants that will grow into the future. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Yeah, that was prettier than the bugs.
I will take one of each of those. That'll be great.
Absolutely. And I wanted to wrap up today with some interesting weather video from around the world, stuff that we haven't quite seen yet. This was wildfire out in Scotland, believe it or not. I mean, we've seen so much fire this year. This was Butte, Scotland. They're tackling a number of fires after a warm weekend of weather. 90 some odd fires in outdoor situations there across Scotland, and they said they could have more this week. So
Wow, we'll be watching that.
yeah, indeed, not great there. But transitioning, we've kind of had everything this show so far. We've had too much rain. We've had not enough rain. How about too much snow?
I do like snow. Is there ever possible to have too much snow?
Oh, I mean, I would agree. I like snow too. But a recent survey up in the Lake Tahoe region showed that the entire lake basin now is at 111%.
Wow.
Which is actually, kind of good news because they depend on that snowfall to refill their reservoirs. It's kind of a quick change because they were about 60% earlier in the year, but now, well, they are back up to where they should be.
That's great.
Oh, above where they should be.
That's great. Those are
Good
pretty
skiing.
pictures. I'm over it, though.
Yeah. No more
Bring on
snow.
the
You want any
sunshine.
more snow here this year?
I'm not going to say that because it is Ohio.
Oh, you can't trust Ohio. One of our directors over the weekend, he told me that he was the reason we had the snow Monday because he put his winter clothes away.
Well, I haven't done that, friends, so you're safe.
If you just wear jeans and a t-shirt all year, but you throw a coat on,
Right.
you never really put your winter clothes away.
That's true. That's true. This was fun.
Yeah, thanks for joining us here today.
Glad to have been here. It was
We're kind
great.
of at the end of our show, but you know what? There's always more content on 10 TV Plus.
Yes, it's a great place to download on your TV and watch for free.
Absolutely. And you know what? We will have our newscast streaming here later tonight. That starts at 4. Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz. He'll be back to talk more about the warming weather and the possibility for storms next week. But until then, catch more at 10tv.com. Have a great afternoon, guys.
Take care.